We live in a working world that has never been faster, more complex, or more disruptive. Competitive threats around every corner. There's a fight for finite resources, rising consumer standards, shifting expectations, all while the wars for talent are becoming more fierce and more intense than we've ever seen. The truth is, if we want to achieve these external transformations in the marketplace and lead the workforce of tomorrow, it's an inside game. A game that beats the odds every time, where 70% of our US workforce is currently disengaged, putting in no discretionary effort. Life will continue to test us. Adversity will inevitably knock on our door, personally and professionally. What can we learn to make more reasonable and realistic changes in our lives to propel ourselves to new levels of achievement? How can we shine a light on the 30% that are engaged and scale those bright spots so that we can unearth inspired people, thriving organizations, and championship culture? Playing offense is the playbook to get us there. This is a methodology that helps business professionals and organizations win championships. I have spent my entire career leading cultural transformations, coaching business teams in the NFL, the NBA, a global sports agency, and the NFL league office, overseeing revenue for 2 Super Bowls. And throughout my journey, what I have observed is that those who embrace the playing offense mindset end up on top. It is an all gas, no brakes mentality so that when, not if, adversity hits, you have what it takes to get ahead and ultimately triumph. We only get one shot at legacy. Always serve with passion, purpose, and intent, because when all is said and done, only you can answer, how will you be remembered? Whether we're pushing to hit revenue targets or we're leading a large team of operating executives, the playing offense mindset drives victories in the most competitive of landscapes. It serves as a beacon to new, previously unimaginable levels of success and performance. People are the secret sauce of our team. Let's create an environment that inspires each and every one of them to breathe life into them so that together they can flourish by playing to their strengths and unleashing their full potential. Then step back and watch them amaze you. So now I ask you to make a commitment. I want you to think of one thing that has inspired you from our time together. It can be an idea, it can be an action. Embed that thought of inspiration in your mind. Embed it in your heart and commit to sharing it with one person in the next 24 hours. We can create an unstoppable wave of momentum as we lock arms and do this together to spark inspiration in everybody that we touch. Ladies and gentlemen, now is our time. Meet me at the 50 and let's go play some offense. Thank you. As a fan of the team in the NFL, you sign up for the triumph of victory and the agony of defeat. For most, it's entertainment. For some, it's an escape. For many, it's all fun and games. But having a front row seat on the inside of that organization, it's a dramatically different experience. Others' playgrounds are our boardrooms. Our professional livelihood and career trajectory ebbs and flows with each win and each loss. One bounce of the ball, one blown call by the ref, one fourth quarter comeback can set the tone for the entire organization each and every Monday. A loss sets a dark cloud through the front office. Minimal eye contact, you're walking on eggshells for days. You just want to flip the page knowing that only time will heal. But that's what we signed up for. I thought I had seen it all until I hadn't. There was a Monday morning walking into Levi Stadium where I had no idea what to expect. Over time, given a 12-year journey, I was groomed and prepped on how to handle the wins, handle the losses, but for this one day in particular, there was no playbook to learn from. It was literally a day the NFL had never seen. I was at the 49ers when Colin Kaepernick kneeled. Now, this is not a political or a social view, but rather what it was like to be on the inside as the head of sales for the San Francisco 49ers, on the front lines, facing our fans, facing our clients the day after Colin kneeled, knowing that a titanic storm was coming. You could cut through the tension with a knife that Monday morning. The anxiety, it only rose as our inboxes and our voicemail box, they were flooded and filled overnight. We walk in, the phones are still ringing off the hook. Season ticket holders, corporate partners, every other stakeholder that you could imagine, expressing their views as a backlash to Colin expressing his. Most were threatening to walk away, never invest another dollar in our organization until we cut them from the team. Literally, tens of millions of dollars hanging in the balance. 8 a.m., we get the word. Meet in the boardroom, owner and president want to meet. In my mind, I'm expecting the typical reaction in our industry, given the circumstance, one of PR, one of damage control, one that would script our responses and reactions to the outside world. What transpired in that meeting left us in shock. We couldn't believe what we were told. It seemed unreal. While we expected a PR-laden message, we got the opposite. There were no direct opinions of right or wrong. It was purely our executives saying that we, as an organization, support every employee, whether the star quarterback or an entry-level accountant, to express their views. We will forever stand for that human right. No script was handed to us. We were told to play offense and be the storm chaser. Is life about success or significance? Success is how many of us are raised. Often it's reflected. Title, money, responsibilities, social status, where we go to school, the brands and the companies that we work for. Bottom line, achievement is the name of the game as we climb the ladder of life. Now, this is the first mountain. And we need each and every experience in the first mountain to mold us, to grow us, to fall, to give us perspective, and to get one step closer to who we were always supposed to be. On the second mountain of life, where we can truly and holistically play offense on our terms. We all will experience this second mountain. Many of us have already found it, and we should inspire others to join. Many of us have yet to find it, and we can make today the first day that we make intentional steps to get there. Life tees up the first mountain to be about success. I would argue it's the second mountain of significance that is the mountain that we are supposed to be on. To leave our mark by serving others over self and build a legacy to be remembered as somebody that left this world better than we found it. The merchant of death is dead. As the inventor of dynamite, these were the words you read as you opened up the newspaper to the obituaries. The worst part, your name is under the headline. You are literally reading your own death notice. Your name, Alfred Nobel, or better yet, the founder of the Nobel Peace Prize, an honor and a tribute to many who have played offense in life, each recipient leaving our world better than they found it. The day that Alfred opened up the obituaries, it was in fact a case of mistaken identity, as Alfred's brother had just passed from a heart attack. But how could a journalist publish such an erroneous report? Well, look no further than the scathing language itself. The French newspaper who wrote the obituary branded him as a merchant of death who had grown rich by developing new ways to mutilate and kill. While many of us know Alfred Nobel to be the inventor of the Nobel Peace Prize, it is the nature of his earlier inventions that led to these words. Alfred Nobel invented dynamite, sending explosives throughout the world, earning his brand as a merchant of death. As he opened the newspaper to now read his own death sentence, everything changed. He now started to think about legacy, about how he would be remembered, and he made a lasting commitment. From that day forward, he committed the rest of his life to play offense through a noble cause, one that led him to birth the Nobel Peace Prize, investing every cent of his riches to his new life's work. Many of us have never known about Alfred's first chapter in life, but we will always remember the second. Alfred Nobel's story is one that teaches us that people are redeemable, and life will provide second opportunities when we are dedicated to something that is bigger than ourselves. So today, this is less about who you were prior to walking in the door. It is more about who you will be as you walk out of the door and beyond. That decision is yours. So I encourage you to look at life as a blank canvas, with each day as a blank page, waiting for you to author it. Starting with tomorrow, what will you write to play offense and leave it better than you found it? While all of this magic is going on the inside, it has also sparked a transformation on the outside. Wegmans has developed a cult-like following by their customers, fiercely loyal. They'll tell you that they feel like Wegmans is their store. One of their most avid fans is none other than Alec Baldwin's mom, who lived in upstate New York. He was trying to get her out to the West Coast, to LA, and he shared this story on Letterman. He said she wouldn't go because, quote, there's no Wegmans in Los Angeles. A few other pieces of recognition that Wegmans holds near and dear. Food Network has recognized them the best grocery store. Consumer Reports has voted them the top grocery store every year since 2006. Customers literally line up overnight by the thousands the night before a grand opening. And this is one of my favorites. They have love letters written to the store asking for one to open up in their area. 5,300 and counting. So much for a dying industry. Ask the Wegman family, who have stayed family-owned from day one, what their secret sauce is. No questions. It's their people. Their head of HR shares that their employees are their number one asset, period. The first question, because it's easy to say that now, how do you do that? Whenever they face difficult business decisions, the number one lens that they look at it through, is this the best thing for our employees? If it is, they move forward. If not, it's a walk away. Now that's a totally different model from the norm, perhaps why they stand distinguished amongst their troubled industry. But in reality, the model is simple. A happy, knowledgeable, and superbly trained employee creates a better experience for their customers. Extraordinary service builds tremendous loyalty with these customers, and that loyalty leads to high volume and elevated profits. All wins from our book. So going back to my original question, who here loves the Sunday night grocery run? Well, if it was Wegmans, we might feel different. And that's because Wegmans starts by embodying a gold jacket culture on the inside so that we all can enjoy it on the outside. If culture is in fact an inside job, what is one action that we can take internal to our organization, internal to our team, so that we can play offense and transform our employee culture to be the competitive advantage that we need to win in the marketplace? The proof is in the pudding. If Wegmans can deliver, so can we. While the story of my dad is personal to my core, I hope that it can inspire each and every one of us in this room. It's an opportunity and an insight to know what playing offense is all about, to use it as a catalyst and a spark for the mindsets and actions to get incorporated into our lives, starting by living with championship purpose. What is our deeper meaning? What is our why? What is it that gets us out of bed? What are the contributions and the impact that we're bringing to the table to be a part of something bigger than ourselves? Because to win in the game of life, it is much easier to win the game when we care deeply about the game. And that level of care is only possible when it is rooted in purpose. To be a storm chaser and not let adverse circumstances in life derail us from playing offense with grit, with resiliency, with adaptability, and with courage. So that in the end, we can transform the inevitable adversity in our life to achievement. No longer focused on the hurdles and the obstacles and why we cannot do something, we now focus on what is possible and why we can do something. For under our biggest problems are always our biggest opportunities when we chase the storm. To salute the long snapper and let everybody know they matter, that we see them, we hear them, we trust them, and we value them. Most importantly, we let them know that their contributions make the difference between winning and losing, and we are damn proud to have them on our team. To embody a gold jacket culture, knowing that culture is our ultimate competitive advantage, for the unique gifts, talents, and passions of our people cannot be replicated. People are the secret sauce of our team. Let's create an environment that inspires each and every one of them to breathe life into them so that together they can flourish by playing to their strengths and unleashing their full potential. Then step back and watch them amaze you. Lastly, leave it better than you found it. Leave your mark, leave your impact, leave it all out on the playing field because we only get one shot at legacy. And remember to always serve with passion, purpose, and intent because when all is said and done, only you can answer, how will you be remembered? That is playing offense.